Hello! Welcome to Best of the Best, Playing with Power series where we rate the top cards, decks, sets, and much more from a CEDH perspective. On Friday, September 25th, the new sets for Standard became legal. This also means that a number of sets have rotated out and will no longer be available. But why do EDH and CEDH players care about Standard rotation? Today we are going to talk about different cards you'll want to pick up for CEDH. These cards are not going to be printed unless they make their way into another set, so the price of these cards will inevitably climb. Also, since people might be looking to get rid of these cards, there will be more of them on the market as well. If you're looking to buy any of the cards mentioned today, be sure to check out our list in the description. Also, if you like this video and want to help out, give us a like, and consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. Finally, if you want to see more like this and want to be part of an amazing community, consider signing up to our Patreon. We have all kinds of offerings at multiple levels, and you'll get awesome benefits for your direct support. A link is in the description below, and we hope to talk to you on our Patreon-only Discord. Thanks! Now, let's dive into our list. We'll be starting off with a few honorable mentions. These are cards that do see CEDH play, but are either more of a meta call or only have homes in certain types of decks. First honorable mention is Verity Circle. This is a great draw engine against the correct types of decks. This hoses heavy mana dork decks and commanders like Anya Falconwrath who tap a lot throughout the game. While this isn't an auto-include in all decks with blue, it definitely warrants consideration in certain metas. Next two honorable mentions are Field of the Dead and Mnemonic Betrayal. These are, once again, a bit more of a meta consideration and don't belong in every deck. There are certain decks where they definitely shine and you'll want to grab them. Now, let's get into our top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 are common combo pieces that are seen play in a number of decks. These are Incubation Druid, Neoform, and Bolas' Citadel. Incubation Druid goes infinite with Vigian Graph Mage to create infinite mana. Neoform is a staple among decks that seek to put out valuable combo pieces onto the battlefield. Bolas' Citadel is a common combo piece in conjunction with Sensei's Dividing Top and Aetherflux Reservoir. Each of these items are now out of print, and you should pick them up soon. Next on our list is Shocklands. There is not a deck out there in 2 or more colors that doesn't benefit from a Shockland. They hold their value, synergize well with fetches, and are an absolute staple. Now they are not in print, they will start to climb in price again. Next up, we have the big commanders that are about to rotate. There are actually quite a few of them that see CEH play that you'll want to pick up. Whenever a commander is popular and goes out of print, its value climbs higher and higher. Furthermore, these cards usually have trouble finding a home in other sets they print unless they end up being in all reprint sets like master sets. As such, don't expect these cards to be reprinted for quite a while. After that, we have a card that made a splash in War of the Spark, and that is Narset's Reversal. This card allows you to copy any instant or sorcery spell and return the original spell to its owner's hand. This is a great tempo swing against opponent spells, but has also been used for things like infinite turn combos with commanders like Calamax. This card is highly versatile and worth picking up. Next, we have the War of the Spark utility lands. These include both Emergent Zone and Blast Zone. Emergent Zone has given a boon to multiple CEDH decks, enabling many of them to go for an instant speed win with this land. This includes monocolored decks like Selvala and Keurig, as well as giving an excellent boon to Gitrog, enabling instant speed wins through normal lines. Blast Zone is a great card that provides removal through harder locks, or lends itself to better removal in colors that lack adequate removal. This is once again monocolored decks like Godo and Keurig, but can also be a good meta call if you are up against things like heavy stacks and need to fight your way through. Both cards have homes in multiple decks, and a reprint might be far into the future. Coming in at number 5 on our list is the War of the Spark Planeswalkers. This includes Narset Parter of Veils, Ashiok Dreamrender, Karn the Great Creator, and Jace Wielder of Mysteries. All 4 of these cards were immediately seen in multiple CEDH decks, and some even gave new win cons to work with. These particular cards were very specific to the flavor and mechanics of War of the Spark, so it will probably be a while before they find a spot in another set outside of normal reprint sets. Number 4 on our list is another win con that came from War of the Spark, and that is Finale of Devastation. This was one of those cards that were good at all points in the game. Fetch a creature early, find a value piece mid-game, or even win with this card at the end of the game. This card sees play in many creature-heavy decks, and as an actual closer to combat-centric ones. This card sees homes in typical Tymna Thrasios builds, Selvala as a finisher, Marwyn, and many, many more. We are heading into the top 3, and number 3 on our list is Smothering Tithe. This card was the chase rare of the set and signified a turning point for white in the world of EDH. This card is played in most EDH decks that run white. It also finds a home in a lot of disruptive CEDH decks as well. This includes Wheels decks like Opus Thief, Stacks decks like Lavinia, and value mid-range decks like Tymna and Thrasios. It is the premium white card right now, and they are only going to get gobbled up now that they are out of print. Number 2 on our list has already made a huge mark in multiple formats since its debut, and that is Veil of Summer. This card instantly made Autumn's Veil less good or even obsolete, and every deck that runs green runs this card. The versatility and value this card provides in our format is insane. The ability to draw a card on top of its already great ability is what sends this card over the top. It's so good, in fact, that it has been banned in other formats like Pioneer and Historic at the time of this video. Finally, the number 1 CEDH staple that you should buy now that rotation has happened is Assassin's Trophy. This card was and is an absolute monster. Destroy any permanent for only 2 at instant speed. This card became an instant staple in all decks running black and green. It is the premium removal in our format, as well as other formats. And it is going to take a long time before something dethrones this card as some of the best removal available to the game. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of Best of the Best. Are there any cards we missed? What other cards would you suggest to pick up? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.